Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another transmission session. I've been having nothing but problems with TikTok over the past couple of days, and from what I've seen, I'm not the only one. So I'm not sure what's going on there. If they're trying to throttle some of us at our content, I know that sounds awfully suspicious, but that's just a thought that I had had. So trying to circumvent that a little bit and just making sure these messages go out at least on YouTube, if not on social media, so that they can reach whoever it is that they're intended to reach. So I hope that that if you have been brought here, that you are recognizing that you resonate with the messages that are coming through. And if you are and you're along for the ride, happy to have you here. Um, I know there's so much crazy stuff going on right now, and the world just seems like it's imploding. But at the same time, I hope you are also feeling that there's so much good happening as well. I know for myself personally, I see a lot of good things happening. Um, my social media is curated in such a way that I don't spend much time looking at things that are dark in nature or that are uh, extrapolating on the problems that are out there. I tend to focus on the things that are good in our world, and I hope that you're at least finding some measure of peace in doing the same, so that you are not in a position of fear, because there is so much good happening as well. And I think in times like this when things are really crazy, taking a moment just to focus on the good can really be powerful. And for me, that's one of the first things I do in the morning is just people call it gratitude practice, I guess, or whatever. But it's something I do in the morning and something I do in the evening before I go to bed is just taking a moment to be thankful for what it is that I've seen today that is good in the world. So I know for me that helps keep me focused, and it helps keep me happy and joyful, and recognizing that even though things appear to be dark right now, there is still so much good in the world. And the fact that more and more people are waking up is one of the biggest things that I have gratitude for. I see that in my clients on a daily basis. I see it overall with stories that I read or things that I see on social media. And I just, it brings me so much joy and happiness and hope for where we're headed. And I know we're headed in the right direction. So even though all this craziness is going on, it really is true that we're moving in the right direction. So it will get louder. I'm assured by the frequencies that I channel that it is going to get louder. And I've seen that message out there a bit as well. That doesn't really give me any fear though, because I understand why it's happening. And it all has to break down. It has to, because we don't want this life anymore. It's been this way for a long time, and we are no longer along for the ride. So, in order to change it, we do have to watch it break down. So, that's what's happening now. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. Y'all aren't here to listen to me. So, I'll stop and let Jonah come through and see what it is that they have to share with us today. So, I hope this message meets you exactly where you need it to be. Bear with me just a moment. I will take a few deep breaths, hopefully connect rather easily, and then I'll bring through Jonah to see what they have to say. Thank you. This is Jonah. We come to you today to extrapolate on the messages that we have given you previously and to advise that, yes, as you all are aware, there are many of you waking up today, many of you waking up right now in this moment today and recognizing that things are not what they have always been. Things are not what they seem. And some of you are taking deep dives into understanding exactly what it is that is about your world that has changed, or what it is about your world that has been in a way that you did not know or understand prior to today. We understand that this can be a very scary time for some of you. For this one in particular, when she did her deep dive at the beginning of her journey, it was during the time of the pandemic. And while this was a time that many did choose to awaken, for this one in particular, it caused much fear. There are many of you who are feeling that fear today. You're feeling fear for many different reasons, but for many of you, it is in the understanding of how your world has been run up to this point. It is in the understanding that things were not as they have seemed in your day-to-day world. Though you have, many of you, gone to work every day or been with your families in the day, you did not understand what was happening on a broader scale. Or for some of you, you understood some things, but not others. For many of you now, you are understanding the level of corruption, the level of greed, the level of, some say, evil that has existed in the world for eons. This is not new. This is not new to the human condition. However, it is new to your awakening and your awareness. Because it is new to your awakening and your awareness, it will and can cause some measure of fear for you as you begin to understand the depth of depravity that has been in existence for eons. However, we wish to ensure you that this is a time of hope. This is a time of joy. This is a time of excitement for all that is coming for the humans on the planet is coming together now. There is no one coming to save the human race. Anyone who is saying that there is someone else coming to save you is speaking from a position of powerlessness. And this is something that has also been taught to many. We understand that whether it be religious conviction, spirituality, scientific knowledge, whatever it is that is the basis for belief systems, many are coming to terms right now with understanding that that belief system that they were entrenched in is not necessarily the truth. For you see, all of these systems have one thing in common, and that is control. They were put into play years ago in a measure to control the human race and ensure that those who were at the top of the pyramid, so to speak, were the ones in power controlling the remainder. The process that you are now entering, the awakening process, the ascension process, some call it, this process is one of understanding that those systems that you were told and taught to believe in are not the truth. For many of you, this is not difficult to believe. You understand that these machinations that you believed wholeheartedly have been showing their cracks for some time. There has been a certain dismantling of these beliefs little by little over the years, some stronger than others. However, these things are starting to show wider cracks now. The corruption and greed that is so rampant is beginning to show itself in these long-held systems and beliefs. And for many of you, this is shaking your foundation. We will use these transmissions to encourage you and to advise you, to help you see what the truth is. Though this is potentially something to cause difficulty for each of you, we wish to encourage you and help you understand that there's nothing scary actually happening here. What is really happening is not that things are changing, but that you are now just aware of how bad it has actually been. These things have been happening for years. Years upon years have shown these cracks in the foundation. However, for many of you, you had blinders on or veils in place that stopped you from seeing it. Now that you are awakened, you are starting to understand the true depth of the issues that lie before you. Let us be clear in one thing. No matter what side of the aisle, no matter what your belief system, no matter what your foundation, there are more of you on this planet who are now waking up and who are choosing to live a different life moving forward. Part of your journey will be recognizing that you are all in this together, recognizing that the polarity that you have been led to believe in is a falsity. The reason this polarity exists is because if you are fighting against another, if you choose to believe that this is an us and them, then you are easily controlled. That is a fact. That is a fact that has been in existence for years upon years, generations upon generations, and it is one that is now coming to pass. Part of this awakening process will enable all of you to see that you are all part of one. You are all part of one whole. You are all working together to enable a future you wish to have, and for that reason, there is hope. The person that you currently believe sees things so contrary to your own sight is actually more in common with you than you have been led to believe. And for that, we have hope. We know that as you move through this process, you will come to find more and more that the neighbor that you have across the street is actually just like you. Many of you know this already. It has been part of your belief system up to now, but others of you have fallen prey to the media and the manipulation that they have been using for years to turn you against your neighbor. You have been led to believe that if someone votes differently, if they eat different food, if they have a different culture, that they are not like you. This is not the case. You, all of you, have much more in common than you do separate. And for that, we are excited. This is the Great Awakening, and you are now a part of it. You have heard of this previously, and there are some who will continue to do this in a more spiritual fashion. There are others who will take a more scientific route. There are some who will do this from a period of agnosticism. It does not matter how you choose to enter the awakening process and what your belief system is. You are all working towards the same end, and that is part of the beauty. Part of the beauty is that no matter what it is that resonates for you, it brings you to the same end as your neighbor, regardless what it is that they choose to believe. And this is something that you will come to understand when you reach that portion of the journey, that you truly understand and believe that you are all part of one whole. For now, rest assured that this is just the beginning. You have quite a process ahead of you. However, rest assured that your process is not a difficult one. It is, in fact, much easier than many would lead you to believe. And for you and for subsequent groups that are going through this process, it actually becomes easier. Part of this is due to those who have gone before you. And for that reason, you have identified those who can assist you in this journey by answering questions, setting your fears at ease, and assisting you through your process. Continue to watch these others or to ask your questions so that you can set yourself at ease. The fear that you may have inherently is natural. However, it does not need to be a position that you remain in for very long. Allow it to pass through you. It is okay to feel fear. It is okay to recognize that you do not understand fully what it is that is happening. Just breathe and understand that there are those that have gone before you that are here to assist you in this process. That's all that you need to do at this point is breathe. Recognize and understand that we are all here to assist. Those who have gone before you and those that are here in the unseen realm, we are also here to assist. Rest assured that this process will move forward. There is nothing but hope and excitement for what is to come. We are here with you. That is all. So as far as I can tell, that almost just shadowed what I said before, which is kind of interesting. My nose is itching. Ah. Anyway, Um, I'll hear more when I go back and listen to that, but I think that was kind of a shadow of what I had said previously, but I'm sure Jonah said it much more eloquently than I did. I am happy to help anyone that I can and answer any questions that you may have. So if you're having them, please jot them down, put them in the comments, or if you choose to discuss things one-on-one, you can find me online, and I'm happy to answer questions that way. However it works for you. Social media, if you can find me there, although I'm having nothing but trouble with that recently, but whatever it is, happy to help. So take care. Bye.